Hey guys, it's Becca. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about annual passes at Disney World. Andy and I just bought our annual passes over the summer, so I thought this would be a great topic. When you are considering buying an annual pass, the biggest thing is trying to figure out, will we save money with an annual pass? Is it actually going to be worth it? So that's what we're going to look at today. We're going to go over a few of the annual pass options that Disney offers, and then look at a couple mock vacations to see what it would actually take to have it pay off to where you actually save money with an annual pass. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So I'm going to go over a few of the more popular annual pass options. Disney offers a lot of annual passes, and most of them are for Florida residents. So I'm going to focus mostly on the options that if you are not a Florida resident or a DVC member, this is what you would purchase. This is what we purchased. So that's what we're going to look at right now. So the first option is the Platinum Plus Pass. This is currently priced at $1,219. Disney just did a big price increase over the summer, so this is the current price as of August 2019. These prices are always subject to change. Just when you think that Disney couldn't possibly do another price increase, they always surprise us. So that is the current price, but the Platinum Plus gets you access into all 4 parks in addition to both water parks with no blockout dates. The next option would be just the regular Platinum Pass. This is what Andy and I have, and this is currently priced at $1,119, so about $100 less, and none of these prices I'm talking about include tax, so that would be something else to factor in. But that is the same thing. The only difference is you do not get access into the water parks. So no blockout dates, but access into all 4 parks. And for both of those passes, for the Platinum Plus, if you are a Florida resident or a DVC member, and when I say DVC member, that is only if you have bought direct through Disney. Of course, that's always subject to change, but if you have bought resale, you would not get access into that DVC discount. So I just wanted to add that in. But the Platinum Plus price, if you are a Florida resident or DVC member who bought direct, goes down to $9.99. So you do get a little bit of a discount there, and then same thing for just the regular Platinum Pass goes down to $8.99. And then of course there are a lot of other annual pass options for Florida residents. There's the Weekday Select, the Gold, the Silver, the Florida Resident Theme Park Select, water parks only. There's a lot of options, but for the sake of this video, we're only gonna focus on the Platinum Pass just because that I feel like is the most popular pass. If you live out of state like we do, that's gonna be your best option. So that's what we're gonna look at today. So moving on to the question that a lot of people wanna know, how many days do you have to spend in the parks to make your annual pass worth it? And I feel like most people are looking for a very specific number. If I can spend X amount of days in the parks throughout the whole year, then I will make my money back on my annual pass and it will be worth it. But the way Disney's ticketing system works is it makes it a little more complicated. So it's not as black and white as what you would hope for an exact number of this is how many days you have to spend. Basically, it all depends on how many days you're spending in the parks and what time of year you're going to be going, because Disney prices their tickets differently throughout the year based on what season it is. So if you're going the week of Christmas, those tickets are going to be much more expensive than the week of early September. So it just depends when you're looking at what time of year you're going and how much your tickets are going to cost. So I've put together a couple mock vacations for us to look at, and we can really see what it would take for an annual pass to be worth it. So like I mentioned, there's really no cut and dry this many days in the parks and you've made it worth it, but I'm gonna go over a couple different trip options and you can get an idea of what types of trips you would take to make your pass worth it. I think it'll make a little more sense once we get started. So I'm gonna start with the more extravagant trip. This would be for the family who has a lot of time to spend and maybe an unlimited Disney budget. So let's start with this trip. So basically, just to give you an idea, I'm gonna start with what tickets cost for a 5-day trip, and we're gonna compare that to a 10-day trip, just so you can see, oh, Disney tickets That's interesting. They want you to stay longer. So hang on, I'm gonna be looking at my phone so that I can give you the exact prices for these tickets. So if you were to go in August, this month, for 5 days, it would cost, this is just a standard park ticket, no park hopper, it would cost $428 plus tax. If you were to go for 5 days standard ticket the week of Christmas, that price goes up to $549 plus tax. So a little bit of a price difference just because you've changed the time of year you're going. So let's bump up the tickets. So now let's say we're going for a 10-day trip. We have a week and a half to spend and we're just gonna go all out. So a 10-day park hopper ticket in August, same time of year, costs $548. So there's really not that much of a price difference when you're talking about a 5-day trip and a 10-day trip. So let's move that 10-day park hopper to the week of Christmas. So again, we're just switching the time of year, same tickets, same number of days, same everything. That price goes up to $687 plus tax. So again, a little bit of a price difference, but not a ton when you're really considering 5 days versus 10 days. So that's the trick. So I think that's why it makes it a little more complicated than just, oh, spend 10 days in the parks and you're good, you'll make your money back. So that's pretty much what it would take. So if we're looking at the Platinum Pass, which is $1,119, and a 10-day park hopper the week of Christmas costs $687, you would need to do 2 10-day trips to Disney. You could either do that consecutively or you could break it up and do another 10-day trip another time of year, and it would cost around that $552 range. And at that point, you would make your money back. So if you're wanting to go on 2 trips or 1 trip, you would need to go at least 20 days to make your pass worth it. So that would be the more extravagant side of it. If you're wanting to go down to Disney only once or twice a year, you would need to stay quite a long time to make that number of days worth it. So let's change the trip a little. Let's make it to where, okay, I don't have 3 weeks vacation to spend at Disney. I can't afford to go for 3 weeks at a time. I can only go, a few weekends here and there. So let's look at that and see what the difference would be. So again, let's say you're only able to do a few long weekends here and there. You can come in on a Friday and stay through Sunday. So you can only go for 3 days at a time. So let's say that you are looking at a 3-day long weekend in August. The price of a 3-day park hopper in the month of August would cost $403 plus tax. So in order to make your pass worth it, if you only have a few weekends here and there, you would need to go at least 3 times. So 3 3-day weekends, and your tickets would add up to about $1,209 plus tax. So at that point, you would make your money back. So that would total 9 days in the parks. So see how it makes it a little tricky, whereas the first trip, you're looking at 20 days in the parks to go a shorter amount of time if you're wanting to just only go to Disney once or twice a year. If you only have 3 weekends to go, that's 9 days in the parks and you've made your money back. So it really just depends on how you want a vacation and what time of year you're going. So for us, we have made it worth it with, let's see, we've done 1 3-day trip, we're doing another 7-day trip, and then hopefully next year we're looking at a 5-day trip. So that's a good amount of time in the parks, and I think we're gonna save about $1,000 on our tickets based on how we mapped it out. So before we bought our annual passes, we made sure to map out our entire year. What trips are we able to do? How often are we able to go? What time of year are we going? So I think I made a chart and mapped out, this is what tickets would cost for just standard regular tickets for all of these trips totaling for the whole year. This is what it would cost for a park hopper ticket totaling for all these trips for the whole year. And then here's what an annual pass would cost. and we just went with the cheaper price. So it really comes down to mapping out your whole year, looking at how many times would we be able to go realistically, how many days would we spend in the parks, and what time of year would we go. Look on the Disney website and see how much those tickets would cost, and then compare that total to the annual pass. So that's really what you have to do if you really want to make sure that you're saving money. The last thing I want to touch on are the annual pass perks, because I feel like a lot of people forget to add these things in to the total of their annual pass price that they're paying. So a big thing is free parking at the theme parks, not at the resorts. You would still, if you're renting a car, you drive, you would still pay for parking at resorts, but you would get free parking at the parks. So that's a significant savings if you're looking at 20 days in the parks for the whole year. Another big perk is Memory Maker. Memory Maker is currently priced at $169 per vacation. So if you are going on 3 Disney trips for the whole year, that's a lot of money that you're saving on Memory Maker alone. So that's also something to factor in if you utilize that, and it really does pay off. And then some of the smaller things to factor in would be the discounts you get. So you get 20% off merchandise, 10% off dining, and this is select dining locations. So most quick service do not participate in the annual pass discount. It would be mostly table service dining. You get that 10% off. And then another discount would be for special events, different ticketed items, recreational things, spas, things like that. You get another discount on top of that. So, if you're somebody who's going to utilize a lot of table service reservations, you love to buy the merchandise, you love doing a spa day, things like that, that 10%, 20% can really add up, and it's something to consider when you're thinking about an annual pass. So I hope this was helpful, hearing a couple different vacation styles and seeing what it would take to actually make your annual pass worth it, including the discounts and just everything that goes into it, all the math, all the numbers. But I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments down below how you have made your annual pass worth it. How many times do you go per year? What time of year do you go? I would love to continue this conversation below. So let me know if you have any questions below. I know this was a lot of numbers and a lot of details and things like that. So definitely let me know if you have any questions, and I would love to answer those for you. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you are subscribed if you are not already. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.